The best part of waking up is a lesson getting to weekend nuts.
That was good.
Right?
Thank you.
Nigga got her a 2-for-1.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, we have an announcement.
Drum roll, please.
73,000 followers, 5 million views on IG, 250 episodes recorded, 750 Patreon subscribers, over 8,000 YouTube subscribers, and over 10,000 man hours gone into putting this motherfucking show together. And we are finally celebrating us. So come down to the Big Pink on Sunday, August 25th from 5 to 9 and party with us. It'll be hosted by Moa and Pardon Me with P. So come down and have fun with us, y'all. We gonna get y'all
heard
drunk.
The DJs is fire,
The DJs is fire. I'm super
I don't
excited.
know who it is.
You know, we gonna have, Kid McFly, Silly Girl Carmen, and some other dude too. What's his name again? Oh yeah, DJ 69.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you don't forget my motherfucking name. I'm gonna have JG add the that's DJ 69 into it.
No, never mind. No.
All right, y'all. We definitely got to see y'all out. This is a celebration of us, so please come out, enjoy y'all time. It's a Sunday day party. Get those babysitters ready. August 25th. Y'all heard it here first. And now we're gonna get the show started. The drink of the day is brought to you by 100% Custom Pours. This is Detroit Custom Pours. Shout out to my homie Cheyenne. This is a minty strawberry tail. That's what she called it. Ooh. And it's actually pretty good. I can taste a hint of mint, but it's very tasty.
It's good.
It's very refreshing.
Our guest said it was good. We're going to do our guest introduction. Since she is the only guest, I'm going to present her with a very grand gift. The next time she comes to my house, she can get some body butter. So she is 1/3 of Ever and Ever Wedding Studio, a strawberry's worst nightmare, Mila.
I cannot stand you.
So please introduce yourself and give us the best 2 parts of being married and the worst 2 parts.
Okay. My name is Mila.
Hi, Mila. We supposed to do that.
Hi, Mila.
Hi. The best 2 parts of being married, I would say partnership, and I think that's one for me. Partnership. I think that's all encompassing. Worst 2 parts.
Right.
I would
say. Put my hat on tight.
I would say having to meld 2 different personalities, like people who come from completely different cultures, being different households, different scenarios, circumstances, and trying to bring those 2 different things together. There's lots of conflict, and then in that same vein, raising children together when you are polar opposites. There's just lots of conflict there.
Do you ask the question like prior to kids? Like, so how do you deal with parenting? What's your ideas here? And then like you guys have an idea of how that works with one another, or like how did that go?
For me, we had tons of conversations. But
shit good.
Conversation and actual application.
Action. Okay.
Right.
2 different things.
No follow through.
And I told my ex that so many different times.
And that's important.
Yeah. Like I tell him all the time, like, you got a smooth jump shot, but no follow through.
I stop being friends with people if they don't take feedback on how, because I'm very communicative as a friend, as a person. I will stop being friends with you if I feel like you are not giving me the level of friendship that I deserve.
Yeah.
Especially with the level of friendship that I provide.
Yeah. So that for me has taken time, because I give opportunity after opportunity after opportunity.
Girl, yeah, stop that, because when you give a nigga an inch, they take a mile.
Country mile.
Well, when you give a human an inch.
Niggas was all encompassing.
I'm just making sure. No. This not going to be the he-women nigga hating club.
No. I meant niggas is all encompassing as people.
So what advice do you give to like engage people in newlyweds?
So essentially, if this is what you truly desire to do, because it's not a simple path to take. It's, I feel like your spouse is a mirror to all the good, bad, and ugly. And if you're not careful, all of the bad is just seeping out of your pores. Particularly if that other person is not taking care of themselves and doing the self-work that they need to do. So for me, I just think the best advice is to be sure. To be absolutely sure.
Okay. Do you suggest like premarital like counseling?
I suggested period if a person has never been to counseling, but I think it's critical if you just met the person, if you've not lived together.
Very fair. Okay.
I couldn't marry somebody if I never lived with them. That's to me personally.
You would be surprised. People.
First time I smell your shit is the day after we got married. Like that's crazy to me. You know? Like,
there's some perspective.
First time I got morning breath, that's wild.
I just had a nigga shit in my house the other day, and that was the second time he was here.
You was mad?
No, I was like, you comfortable, huh? He was like, yeah, I like that bidet. It's like, shout out to my co-host.
Hey.
See, there we go. So the nigga you ass ate, like...
I didn't ass eat him. I didn't ass eat anybody.
Oh, sad. All right, back to marriage and love.
Sad.
He is oh my God. So, how much did y'all spend on y'all wedding?
Very, very little. Very little.
Okay.
So I didn't want a wedding.
Okay.
I didn't want a wedding.
How big was it?
Huh?
How big was it? Was it?
60 people.
That's
70.
nice.
He didn't want a wedding so bad. I didn't find out it was an all white wedding until the week before.
Yeah.
I'm still mad about it.
You mean all white people or all
no,
white?
all white.
Everyone were all white.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't told, until a week prior.
Okay.
Very pissed.
But,
wow. But that's nice and quaint. Okay, 60.
It was like 60, something like that.
That seems quaint.
It was. It was small. Like I said, I didn't want a wedding. I planned it in like maybe 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So that means she had 2 months to tell me it was all white.
You did low-key have a lot of time.
Yeah, and they told
that was
me
60 days.
That was 60 days.
So for everybody that don't know, Mila is my sister-in-law. So
shout out to the
my wife's sister, and neither of them told me that it was.
Wait. So Tanisa also didn't know. Wait, yeah,
she knew.
She knew and she didn't tell you.
Oh, I thought I told you.
Girl, I'm mad at you now.
I thought I told you.
She thought she told you.
She was like something about she was wearing white, and I was like, your sister letting you wear white? She was like, yeah, it's all white, duh. And I'm like, what do you mean by duh?
Time out.
What do you mean? So I'm going to every website, every store, trying to figure it out.
My brother did the same.
I didn't know them like that at the time. I didn't really have a relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you want to set somebody. This is to piggyback, not to throw under the bus, but when people don't know each other, you want to set them up for success, right? You want to give them the wiggle room that if any mistakes happen, it's natural mistakes and it's not something that's out of their control. Because that's where someone gets anxiety, right?
Right.
And I get anxiety over things that I cannot control. Probably why I don't like roller coasters. So when you tell me a week in advance, that it's a all white party, I already don't like how shit fits me anyways, which it sets me up, for failure. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then say I didn't wear all white. She was like, well, they said you don't have to wear all white. These niggas don't even know me, and you mean to tell me they gonna be whispering, Tanisa's boyfriend ain't even got on all white. He can't follow directions. But that's really, think about it, like,
that's really
sound dramatic, but that's shit that actually happened.
As a family, as a woman who comes from a family of shit talkers, that wholeheartedly would have happened if you had came.
It may have happened. However, if Tanisa had communicated, if Tanisa would have communicated the type of person I am and how careless I was about the whole scenario, how I just didn't give a shit. And on top of that, I was 6 months pregnant and hot and exhausted and didn't give a damn and didn't want to be there.
Being 6 months pregnant is insane.
So this is when I realized that I didn't have to wear all white.
For your wedding.
I don't know if you know this story. So I pull up to the reception, right? This was one of them. I wasn't cool enough for the wedding invite, but I was cool enough for the reception invite. And I pull up and I was like, damn, is it a nigga throwing up? No, that was a wedding.
Okay, fair.
So I'm like, is it a nigga throwing up as
Then it
I'm
was
parking?
my husband.
And all I see is, you ever see like the movie was like, and so I'm texting Tanisa. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give Twan a minute because he right at the door throwing up before I go in. So so we go in. I think
that Shelby name remain nameless.
Yeah. So I feel like I feel like when I walked in, what made it funny, when I walked in, he went to shake my hand, and I was like,
Was your hand wet?
No, but still, man.
That would have been disgusting.
I didn't want to say something, right? Like, hey, bro, So I'm
like, I just saw you blowing chunks.
Yeah, congrats,
everywhere.
man. And I just realized, when it comes to things like that, was my first time, I think, meeting everybody. Mm-hmm. So it was just like,
I didn't realize that. I don't think. Because you have been to my house several times,
but not everybody. Like all family encompassing, and then it's like an official thing. Like you invite somebody to a wedding, like stuff like that's anxiety filled. So the point is, with newlyweds, the reason why I brought this up is like because we kind of went on a side bar. Yeah. But you have a wedding studio. You are 1/3 owner of what?
Ever Never Wedding Studio.
Which is dope. And I like the idea because it takes away from the big ticket weddings, which is why we're having this conversation today. I know we spent money. We spent around $24,000. And our 24, put it like this, if we didn't know anybody, like if all my vendors weren't my friends, we probably would have been at 35. So,
easy.
Yeah. So it was like.
You guys had a big wedding.
Yeah. And that's including when us going to Cancun.
Correct.
And I always say to everybody, nobody listens to me. I'm like, please don't do what I did. Like, please, like either do destination or do courthouse. I'm like, I know people that spent $50, $60, $70, $80, $100,000 on a wedding. I'm like, you could have traveled the world twice. You could have bought an investment property. Like, I'm telling you, it's different things to do. And that's why I love that you guys came up and did Ever and Ever Wedding Studio. And I wanted you to kind of break down what that was, why y'all came up with the idea, and like how people can reach out to you to book you.
Yeah,
sure.
Because they probably need DJs too.
In some instances.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. So the idea came about through my partner Jan, who's also my sister cousin.
I think I know her.
A little bit. Godmother to my kids. So I'm godmom to her kids. We're super close. So she attended a micro wedding in California. This is 24 now, so I think it was 22.
She did a micro wedding?
What is a one? Can you please elaborate on what a micro wedding is?
Sound like a little dick wedding.
Will.
All right, so this little dick wedding.
Can I smack you?
Absolutely not.
Your skin looks great today, by the way.
Yeah, you know me.
Are you glowing?
Yeah. He's glowing. Did you come this morning?
No.
That's Lotus Butter?
No, it's just my wife,
The owner of Lotus Butter?
Oh, she came this morning.
No, I'm just saying, just being with somebody that you love so much makes you glow.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So back to little dick
back
weddings.
To the micro wedding.
Wow, sorry.
Anyway, so essentially, it's the courthouse alternative.
Okay.
It is, 50 people or less. We have a range of packages that people can book. And our goal is to ensure that folks who, want small weddings, who just want to get married, we've had people who have been together like 15 years, and had multiple children, just wanted to make it official.
Mm-hmm.
We just had somebody who they've known each other 3, 4, 5 months, and they were like, this is it. They were, older. They were like, this is it for me.
Okay.
They wanted to do it before they couldn't.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, sorry.
I'm very intrigued by this.
But a range of circumstances. We've had folks who want to wear wedding dresses. We've had folks come in with their jeans and their t-shirts on. Because we can do a signing. You can stand in front of the arch and have say your vows if you want to. It's really up to you, but the packages are customizable to the person's need. And you don't have to, once again, to your point earlier, you don't have to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. My wedding was about maybe all encompassing with rings. I ordered my dress at the last minute, literally maybe a week before my wedding from like Amazon
Your dress
or something.
and me both had the memo at the same time.
Damn Skippy.
Wow.
Because once again, I was 6 months pregnant with my daughter. No, it was like flesh and white. I don't remember. It was something like that.
Okay.
But I mean, it was cute. It was decent for the circumstances. But not everyone wants all of that. And once again, if you are investing in your marriage, then I don't think investment in a superficial ceremony is necessary.
Okay.
Nobody's saying like that you don't have to do it, but we're saying that it's not the end all be all. Yeah.
There are options, and I think people need to be aware of all of the options that are available.
And it's a nice venue space. How many people could fit in there?
50.
So you do receptions and things like that in the space as well?
we can do we call it a strolling reception. So we have our space is customizable. We prefer to just keep it simple to the ceremony, but we can customize the space to whatever the client needs. Okay. And we've done that. We've split the room and did a like strolling reception and a ceremony in the front or in the back or whatever the client wants.
Okay. I like that. How can someone reach out to you guys?
everandeverweddingstudio.com.
Okay. If y'all don't know how to spell ever and ever, y'all shouldn't be thinking about weddings.
EVER.
You know what? That was rude. EVER. Some people just can't read. We hooked up phonics and then ever and ever wedding studio.
EVERANDEVER.
WEDDING.
Girl, I'm happy you read it.
SCUDIO.com.
Period.
Oh, so it's not studios, it's studio.
Correct.
That makes sense.
Period.
Right, okay. So, what all goes into getting ordained? Because you're ordained, right?
I am. It was a very simple process.
Okay. Were you like scared, like your first time? Like
I was horrified.
Wow.
Because this is someone's. I mean, although I'm going through a divorce, I respect marriage. And this is someone's, commitment to one another. Right. So it's like, I don't want to fuck this up. I want to honor these two people and make sure that they are comfortable. And you're speaking in front of, several different people whom you've never seen before. And this couple is entrusting you to solidify their union. So I was terrified at first. But I don't think the couple realized it.
That's good. You got a good poker face. I realized that, when people put faith in you, it kind of gives you like an adrenaline rush.
It does.
Like Mikey, we was his first wedding. Mikey is Tanisha's best friend. Yeah. And he did a phenomenal job, and you never would have guessed. Like Janae and Regis, shout out to them. They booked me before I ever had a DJ gig for their wedding out of the country with 100 people. And they say, you practice all the time. We know in a year you'll be great. Like they literally, put faith in me.
That was confidence
before I could blend a single song together. So it's just like when people put faith in you, it's like dope when you see people actually put that foot up and they step up to the plate and they hit that home run. So
Absolutely.
And I just realized like, damn, somebody asked me to get ordained and do their wedding. I'd be hyped. And then as I'm practicing, I'd be like, what the fuck was I thinking?
And why would I agree to do this?
And why would I agree to do this? But it's a very satisfying experience.
How many have you personally done?
Ooh, maybe since we opened, maybe like 6 or 7 or something.
Oh, that's a lot.
Because all 3 of you are ordained.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, and it's a very simple.
Do y'all like rock, paper, scissors for like?
It depends on who's available.
Okay.
And sometimes, like today, we had a wedding today that the folks just booked the other day. And that's a beauty about our
yeah, it can happen really fast. Will it be a lot of people there?
I think today they booked for like 15 people.
Okay.
The couple did.
Okay.
We had a wedding the other day. One of my partners performed the ceremony, and myself and my other partner were the witnesses. So it just really depends.
Okay, that's beautiful. So we talked about a lot of,
yes,
I would say pillow talk stuff, where everybody would listen to this part of the episode. Like they're like, oh, this was great. Like you could show your mom this part. So like, and then boom, now I'm going into sucking and fucking. So, sex and marriage, like on a scale of 1 to 10.
How important is sex?
Yeah.
It's vital.
Okay.
It's critical.
Is that 8 to 9 or is that 10?
It's a 20.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
It's a 20. I've learned too, though, some people aren't sexual people. I have a very good friend who's married, and she's just not a sexual person, and it baffles the fuck out of me. I don't understand it, but I believe that sex is critical in a relationship.
How does her partner deal with it? He just be bored.
He be pissed,
jacking off on the bidet. Like,
damn.
But I mean, I think sex is critical. It's a connection. You literally, it's a sense of relief.
I don't think I could be with someone, and I don't think I could intertwine my life with someone who at least wasn't on the same sexual wave.
Was she not always not sexual before they got married?
Yeah, it's just not a big thing.
She been like that, and he still chose to marry her.
So, question: what's the middle ground there? Like, I think that's a very good thing to talk about. Like
that is, I think you have to.
Somebody got to not have sex enough, and somebody got to have sex more to kind of try to make it work.
Try to find that.
So they're common ground. I think you literally have to talk about it. Like,
if you want 1 sex a week, I want 10. We got to meet at 5, right?
No, not for somebody who only want sex once a week.
If I want it 10 times a week, that's meeting in the middle. That's literally the definition of the middle.
That's the definition of an average. No, that's the definition of average.
Okay.
But you have to communicate with. I think you have to communicate with your partner, and you have to be willing to. Because if, from my vantage point, what I believe is marriage is about service. Mm-hmm. So you have to be willing to service your partner. That's my personal belief. Everyone doesn't think that way or feel that way. You have to be compromising to some degree, and you have to be willing to service your partner. But that goes both ways too. So if, like you were saying, if I want to do it, if I want to fuck you 10 times a week, but maybe this is an off week for you. Maybe some shit going on at work. Maybe some stuff going on, with your parents, and you just not in it. Then I have to understand that and be empathetic to what you're going through. That's a part of partnership. On the other hand, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, what about, I don't want to sound insensitive because we all have plights. We all have things that we go through. But what would you consider something where an off week turns into an off month? An off month turns into an off year. Now you realizing, shit, is this an off relationship? Like, how much grace period can you give a partner?
That's a very good question.
In a scenario, in a situation like that.
That's a very good question. I really do think it depends. So for me, and it depends on the individual. For me, sex is important. To these two people having this conversation, two different people, how critical is sex to you? You know what I mean? How important is that? How heavy does that weigh? Is that 50%? Is it 75%? Other things are encompassed with that. What is your work schedule like? How heavy are the finances on you? How heavy do I rely on you in other areas? Do you cook 24/7? You know what I'm saying? What are the other responsibilities or division of labor that's happening within the household that you can have to consider? And then what percentage of sex, how much does that mean to you? And what are we going to say?
I'm glad that you brought that up because, like, personal conversation that I had with Tanisa was that it wasn't about sex, but we have to realize that we have key factors in our lives, right? Like, example, your key factors, you have work, you have your business, and you have your kids, and then you have yourself. Those are your 4 key factors, right? For me, I have my businesses. I got, in my job, I put that as 1. I got my family, which is my wife and my dogs. I got myself. And then I got, everything else, miscellaneous, right? And you have to, every factor is not going to get equal attention at the same time.
Correct.
It's almost impossible unless you're just somebody that work 40 hours a week and you got a lot of help at home with kids or whatever the case may be. It's almost impossible, right? But you're talking about 2 people that are dealing with both having like 3 jobs at the same time. So it's like, hey, this is even more important for you to figure out
and prioritize,
mm-hmm. and not only prioritize but compartmentalize every factor of your life so that you make sure that each of them is getting ample opportunities, you know, so that you can be sane
and the attention that they need.
Exactly.
And that's difficult to determine because I used to, one of my words, you know, for this was probably I just turned 40, so this was like 10 years ago now. My word was like balance because I was working full time. I was in grad school full time. My father was incredibly ill. And I still had a desire to have a social life, and it was very difficult to figure that out. And I was like, okay, I have to have some balance. But now I had a conversation with someone maybe a year or so ago. And the individual was like, it's not about balance anymore because you have so much to juggle. Everything is not going to get the same amount. Balance is when two things get the equal, you know, the same amount of weight, or they hold the same amount of weight. It's more about equity and rhythm. Like, you know, and with rhythm, things ebb and flow, right? You know what I'm saying? So what is the rhythm? The rhythm today may not be the same rhythm tomorrow. So, I think with marriage, sex, and everything that is encompassed within a partnership, you just got to figure that shit out. But you have to communicate about it. Like, you can't be afraid to tell your partner, we ain't fucked in 2 weeks. Like, what's up?
I agree with you to a very, like, I agree with you. I'm not even going to say to an extent.
As the single person in this room who has never been married or domesticated in any time. I mean, and I mean,
never lived with.
I've never lived.
I'm a wild animal, y'all. No.
I was going to say in domesticated bliss. That's what I meant. Like, I've never lived with a man. I've never lived with a man. So, like, to just hear these things is just like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like,
but I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you good. Sorry. I wasn't gonna say like I agree with you to an extent. I agree with you, but what I don't like is we just got to figure this shit out. I feel like when chaos happens, the only way to correct chaos is to literally deliberately have a plan. You can't throw shit at the wall and just hope that it sticks. You have to game plan for something as critical as your personal life. You know, that I liked how you said a rhythm. I never looked at it like that. It's not a balance because it's never going to be balanced when you look at it like that. That was a very good point. So I like how you say a rhythm. So at the end of the day, we got to make sure we on beat. So that's how I took what you said. So in order for us to make alignment, in order for us to make sure that we on beat and that we have alignment, to me, you have to have a plan. Like the thing I always say, I said it to you. We can't expect. What's it called? The definition of insanity is doing the same shit and expecting different results. You can't, it's going to fix itself. It's going to fix itself. No, you got to actually...
You have to be intentional.
Be willing. Like, you can't pray to God, please help me with this. But you're also not doing the things that it takes to get somewhere.
Faith without works is dead and alone.
Yeah. Like... I can't say, you know, God, please help me lose weight, and I eat 4 hot dogs, you know, a day. You know, like you gotta actually work out and
Glizzy sound good right now.
Right, I want to go to right by Queens. Anywho, you know, you gotta actually plan. That's the point I'm making and prep. And I like this episode, even though we're supposed to have another guest, because I knew we were going to talk about something different as far as love and marriage. And I know some people like, are we ever going to get to sex? You know, like fucking and shit like that. So I guess the question is, like, after you realized that you were no longer going to work with your husband and you got that first dick appointment, like, how did that feel? Like, were you nervous? Were you
after my husband?
Yeah.
Oh,
unless you about to tell us like you had a dick appointment while y'all was together, because
no,
that's a different story. But I'm here for it.
No. I'm not a cheater. Although dick was available, I did not do that.
About to say, okay, Miss Dick Vitale.
The first time after, so this it wasn't that long ago, honestly.
Cause you are hilarious.
What'd you say?
I said, I feel like I would just be nervous. Like, damn, I ain't been with nobody else in so long. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would feel.
It was, so, how do I put this? I took so long. It was like a year and a half after because I'm still not technically divorced. My divorce is still pending. Goddamn it, Wayne County.
Mm.
But
Hoe ass niggas.
Come on with it. But it was like a year and a half after, because so full transparency, I separated end of September 2022. All of 2023. Like, I had, folks reach out, interest. I might have gone here or there with a person or two, but I just wasn't. My mindset wasn't there.
You wasn't
primary,
ready.
I wasn't ready, and I knew I wasn't ready. And my primary goal was to resettle my children. So I was like hyper focused on redefining our nucleus in our household. So that was my primary.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to me, because I'm a fucking amazing mother.
Period. Yes, you
are. So like towards the end of last year, the early this year, I'm like, I think I'm ready now. You know what I mean? Because I was not, he was out of my system. I did the work. So although I was still nervous because I had not had sex with any other person in damn near a decade, it feels like.
Wow.
I was still open and ready. It was like.
You meant mentally or physically?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Shit. You gotta open it.
I just didn't know where we was going with it. I was just making sure I understood.
Technically speaking. Yeah. But I was open and ready because I had done the work to get my spouse out of my system. And I know that although it's cliche and people say it 1,000 times over, I started getting him out of my system before we actually physically separated out of the same home. So I was already mentally not present in my marriage before I left the marriage.
So I've been through that. Like, I wasn't married, but when my ex told me, like, hey, we can't renew the lease a month before we were supposed to renew the lease, like, it was October, it was in October, and we either needed to renew the lease the next week or give our 30-day notice. And so she was like, yeah, just to let you know, I can't renew the lease. And I was like, what?
What does that mean?
So the moment she said that, I was checked out, for the last 30 days. And, I did some stupid shit the last 30 days. And
Well, I didn't do any stupid I didn't do any stupid shit. But
you were smart. You waited.
Yeah, I waited.
Good for you.
But my mental checkout was damn near a year in the works. And I know that's a significant amount of time. But for me, like I was telling you earlier, I gave opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and communicative, and laid out a plan. And to me, some significant things transpired with like our finances and different things like that. And then things just kept happening. Just
It was
catastrophic events continued to transpire within this year time. And I was solo, isolated, alone, and dealing with them. So I would create a plan like, okay, let's do these things to fix this situation.
Travis.
And nothing. You know what I mean? I would be activating that plan on my own. So
you were the only one working towards the greater goal.
I'm only the person working towards the greater goal. He would say something different. He would say, I did everything you told me to do. That's his rebuttal to everything. But you didn't activate the plan. You weren't engaged in a partnership. I couldn't rely on you to boil an egg, change a diaper. Like
this has been a great episode of Cocktails with Cocktails.
Oh, what the hell?
This nigga said boil an egg. Oh my God.
Change a diaper. Absolutely nothing. So from minuscule to you know what I'm saying?
I think
humongous.
I think also that
and you know this B because you Uncle B and you know all my shit.
Not to speak specifically on that relationship, but I also think that we can't. When you marry somebody, it's because like that's supposed to be your person. Like it's supposed to be a unique experience. When you connect so highly of a level of intimacy that you want to take it to that step. 1,000%. So you can't think that you doing the bare minimum is a success. You're supposed to. The bare minimum is C word. To me, when you find that person, like that was because you and them were putting in A+ work.
100%.
So you can't. you can't expect to do average work and still graduate at the top of your class. And if you with somebody,
ooh, that was a great analogy.
Seriously, if you with somebody on that level of intimacy, you should only want to graduate at the top of the class.
100%.
And every time that you don't graduate at the top of your class, we ain't talking about no salutatorian, number 2, number 3. When you go in the middle of the pack, that's when, you know, the coworker boyfriend come in, you know, the Drewski skit. I'm just saying, like I'm just saying that that's where the people that get that 10% come in and it started to make other people question shit.
Yeah. And I like what you just said about this is supposed to be a unique experience.
Yeah.
Because I can only speak for myself. What I found was how we interacted, the things that he did for me was not unique to how he treated other people. Like I did not receive anything above and beyond what everyone else would receive.
Damn.
So you are a forgiving, giving person at heart. That's all fine and dandy. That's beautiful. I'm glad that you treat everybody with kindness. But to some degree, your wife and the mother of your children is supposed to receive some level of somewhat of an elevated experience of you.
And that's where you're lacking.
Yeah. So I pointed that out.
Why get general admission and everybody else get VIP?
100%.
Man.
100%. And it's not acceptable.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable.
I understand that 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but back to the sex. We
back to sex.
So was it
how was
weird?
that first dick?
Oh, it was incredible. It was a great experience.
Did you feel like Sanaa Lathan in Love and Basketball when he climbed in the window and Maxwell is singing, she take that deep breath? That was like the first sex scene I ever jacked off to. So I
don't know.
If you pause it on the VHS at the right time, you see her nipple.
VHS?
Yeah, Love and Basketball was on VHS. You can see her nipple a little bit. It was like, aha.
I'm done with you.
Oh my God. I just want to smack you.
So you don't remember Love and Basketball when Ashley inserts her...
So
you hated that movie?
That movie's so damn dumb.
She felt like Omar S. was dumb.
No, I feel like everybody in that movie was dumb.
It was a good movie.
I'm done.
You don't like basketball?
The only one that wasn't dumb was Sanaa Lathan's sister.
She was practical.
Her fine ass.
And Gabrielle Union. I didn't know Nike made
dumb.
dresses.
Gabrielle Union was dumb in that movie.
I loved her. I just loved her comeback.
She sent her booty call through the mail.
She sent her booty call through the mail.
Yeah.
Period.
What the fuck? Oh, sorry, y'all. But yeah, so it was amazing.
Yeah.
Did you feel weird afterwards? Like, oh my God.
I did. I communicated that. I was like, this is a very unique experience.
A very ununique experience. Just thought you should know, buddy.
No, but I was like, what did I say? I said something like, I told the truth. I was like, this is foreign to me. Having someone enter my space and then actually have sex with them. First of all, I had not had or allowed anybody to come to my house because this is where my kids sleep. It's just foreign land. This is a protected area. This is what Wakanda. Don't nobody fucking come here. For real.
She said, this is Wakanda.
Don't nobody come here.
No one comes
We have
here.
none of that.
Did you immediately kick him out? Like, how does that work?
No. It was just like, okay.
You ain't make breakfast?
No.
Oh. Damn. Damn.
Damn.
Y'all ain't shit. Y'all should make, when the dick is good, y'all should make us breakfast.
Don't do that because I just made a nigga breakfast the other day.
Really? Did you do it naked?
Well, he wouldn't have seen me because my bedroom's upstairs and my kitchen is downstairs.
Maybe he was watching you make the breakfast. How would I know?
Oh, no. He was chilling because I drained him.
Wow. Okay. Naughty time with Bessa. Let's move forward.
Drain my bang.
You should have ate his ass.
Anyway, so today's Naughty Time with Bessa. Shibari, the form of bondage, or a form of bondage, originated from Hojo Jitsu, a method of restraining captives and a form of torture, before morphing into the erotic bondage Kinbaku. Kinbaku literally translates as the beauty of tight binding in the late 19th and early 20th centuries.
You crazy. Where the fuck you be finding this shit at?
I just be thinking about what I'm interested in that moment.
So bondage.
I was thinking about bondage. I was thinking about getting tied up like a briefcase.
Like a briefcase?
Yeah, that's my goal. I want somebody to tie me up and carry me around like a briefcase with them.
I feel like you fart too much.
You probably
would.
It's nothing funnier than us hearing fucking Chucky upstairs.
Because dog, that scared the shit out of me.
I was like,
What the fuck is that?
So before we end the show, I want to
Yeah.
talk about this drink. Shout out to Cheyenne again and Detroit Custom Pours.
Shout out to
So
Cheyenne,
this is a strawberry,
girl, thank you.
minty strawberry tail. So the reason that we got the strawberry drink is Mila was over one day. I was jokingly talking about us doing a show, and I was like, "What's something wild that you did?" And so she was like, "Well,
I didn't do anything.
she was like, I fucked in the club, but besides that, somebody put a strawberry up my snatch, took it out and ate it." And I was like, sold. $500. So this
You
is
gonna
why.
give me $500?
No.
Can I get something?
Please get the fuck away from me. So while we're drinking this strawberry specific drink, I want to have a conversation. How did you get into getting a strawberry put inside you, and how did it feel?
It was cold.
Okay.
But so he was eating the strawberry.
So we at the kitchen table.
No.
Oh.
He was eating a strawberry. I'm not about to paint a full picture. Essentially, he was eating a strawberry. Somehow his tongue and the strawberry got inserted at the same time, and then he pulled it out with his tongue.
Did you eat the strawberry too?
Hell no.
Why you say it like that?
Why?
You wouldn't eat the strawberry?
I want. That's too much.
How? Tasting yourself is too much?
I don't want to know.
Man, some freaky shit like that go down with me. I'm eating that
You
strawberry.
never tasted yourself?
Mm-mm.
Girl, I suggest you go home and taste yourself later just to see what they tasting.
Don't text me about it though. That's too far.
Cause sometimes I like to know what they tasting. I'll masturbate and then go.
Yeah, like I've definitely like fingered.
Like tasting
and-
my breast milk or something.
No, tasting
your pussy.
I'm saying
Oh.
no. I'm saying that's what I would acquaint it to.
Yeah.
Tasting my
But
breast milk.
oh, excuse me. But I mean, also I taste myself after they eat me and kiss me, or
Oh well, I've
you
done
can
that.
finger me and put your fingers in my mouth. Yeah, let's do all of that.
I
Wow,
haven't
but
done
you know,
that.
Alexa be pegging people and everything. So she a different breed. You know,
I don't believe
she
that
peed
I
on
would.
somebody, on some people's.
Hmm.
Yeah, she a wild bag. Me, I'm innocent. Only one sex partner. Only missionary. Like that's how I you know. And we're gonna leave it at that.
All right.
So this has been a great
I don't wanna know what
episode
the fuck my
of Cocktails with Cocktails. She be spitting loogies into my asshole.
I don't. What the hell?
Sorry. As always, thank you everyone for tuning in. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and our Patreon, which is CWC the podcast, especially Patreon for all the juicy, uncensored content and bonus content. We actually have a free episode dropping this month, but y'all won't know until y'all sign up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what else is there? Visit lotusbutter.com. That's LOTUSBTR.com. If you go to lotusbutter.com, shop our collab to purchase our newly released collab of unisex body butters, sugar scrubs, bath bombs, and massage oils. And as always, ask for permission and make sure she comes first. And Alessa's crazy.
I'm Vanna Black.
Please.
Instead of Vanna White.
Travis, please say cut. There we go.